While the World Series didn't go as the Yankees had hoped, there's no denying that was an incredibly successful season in the Bronx. In only 1 year, the Yankees went from missing the playoffs to making the World Series for the first time since 2009. However, they now face an extremely pivotal offseason with a bunch of different factors at play. Juan Soto, Gleyber Torres, Alex Verdugo, Tommy Kahnle, Jonathan Loaizaga, and Tim Hill are all unrestricted free agents. Anthony Rizzo, Luke Weaver, and Lou Trevino have club options, and Garrett Cole has a complicated opt-out. The Yankees are a great team already. They made the World Series, and they have a handful of young pieces developing. They have Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones, who should be on the brink of breakout in the big leagues. They are simultaneously on the brink of going on a credible dynastic run and on the brink of being forced into a rebuild. Let's break down what they have to do this offseason. Let's get to it.
Got a steal. Soto, a high fly ball to center. Thomas backing up. Thomas at the track. And Juan Soto! A three-run home run! Soto magic! And
we'll start with the club options. 3 players have club options. When dealing with club options, the team should look at the player's recent production and ask themselves if it was better or worse than they had expected when they signed the original contract. In accordance, here's what I expect them to do with each option. I'm 100% sure the Yankees will pick up Luke Weaver's 1-year, $2 million option. He's become one of the best relievers in the MLB and has been absolutely incredible in their playoff run. Since Lou Trevino didn't pitch in 2024 due to injury, it can go either way. Nonetheless, he put up the best numbers of his career in his lone year pitching for the Yankees. His option is only worth $1.5 million, so I imagine Yankees will pick it up. On the other hand, Anthony Rizzo has been extremely injury-prone and inconsistent. There's no way he's worth his 1-year, $17 million option. However, as we've seen the Yankees do with Josh Donaldson, Aaron Hicks, and DJ LeMahieu, the Yankees love to hang on to washed veterans for way longer than they should. While picking up Rizzo's option would be preposterous, I wouldn't be too surprised if the Yankees do it. Now let's discuss Garrett Cole's complicated opt-out. 5 years ago, the Yankees signed Garrett Cole to a 9-year, $324 million contract, $36 million per year, with an odd opt-out clause after the 5th year. After 5th year, Cole can choose to forgo the final 4 years of his contract. However, the Yankees can force him back into it by adding a 10th year worth $36 million on the back end of his contract. The past season was his 5th year, and the opt-out will come into play this offseason. Cole is 34 years old, and his 2024 season was derailed by injuries. Therefore, it's hard for me to imagine that he's worth more in free agent market now than he was 5 years ago. Although, $36 million per year agreement now is worth far less than it was 5 years ago. Due to inflation, the dollar has dropped by 18.9% since Cole signed his contract, and $36 million in 2024 is only worth $29.19 million in 2019. In accordance, I wouldn't be surprised if Cole opts out of his contract and seeks a contract worth between $30 and $35 million in 2019's dollars, which would be between $37 and $43 million in today's dollars. Nonetheless, if Cole chooses his opt-out, I expect the Yankees to pick up the 10th year and force him back in. The Yankees' rotation is nothing without Garrett Cole. They cannot risk letting other teams make offers. In the World Series, Garrett Cole allowed 1 earned runs over 12.2 innings in 2 starts. The rest of the rotation allowed 11 earned runs over only 10 innings in 3 starts. Brian Cashman knows this, and he won't risk losing his ace. Now let's go over all the ins and outs of the Juan Soto free agency. In 2023, New York Yankees had a .683 collective OPS against right-handed pitchers, scored 4.15 runs, won 82 games, and missed the playoffs. They then added Juan Soto and his exactly 1.000 career OPS against righties to their lineup. As a result, in 2024, the Yankees had a league-best .777 OPS against righties, scored 5.03 runs per game, and won 94 games and made the World Series for the first time since 2009. There are 2 different teams with and without Juan Soto in the lineup. As I mentioned in my article/video about Soto's free agency, Soto's agent, Scott Boras, will sign with whichever team offers him the most money with no emotion involved. Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner has made it clear that he doesn't want his team's payroll to be consistently above $300 million. He most recently expressed himself at MLB's owners meeting in May. He said, "I always say to you guys, like a broken record, I don't believe I should have to have a $300 million payroll to win a championship. Before bringing back any of the unrestricted free agents, the Yankees are currently on the books for $202 million in 2025. That leaves them $98 million to work with and $115 million to work with if they decide to let go of Rizzo. Considering the impact Soto has made on the Yankees lineup, as we saw in the previously mentioned stats, The Yankees can't let him go. I expect the Yankees to pass on some of their other unrestricted free agents to allow themselves to give $55 or $60 million per year to Juan Soto. It will be a brutal and stressful bidding war, but Brian Cashman and the Yankees know very well that Juan Soto means more to their lineup than anyone else, even Aaron Judge. It won't be cheap, but I have faith that Juan Soto hasn't played his final game in Yankee pinstripes. I expect the contract to be in the vicinity of 14-15 years, worth $750 to $800 million. So now let's quickly run through the remaining unrestricted free agents. After the Yankees address Cole and Soto and lock them down, they can address the remaining unrestricted free agents. I believe that the priority order will be as following. Number 1, Gleyber Torres. Number 2, Tommy Kahnle. Number 3, Clay Holmes. 4, Jonathan Loaisiga. 5, Tim Hill. 6, Aaron Judge's dog. And only after him, 7, Alex Verdugo. Let's start with Torres. Torres had a down year in 2024, posting a .709 OPS. However, we all know that he's a far better hitter than that, and I hope the Yankees recognize that and invest in his stock while it's low. Gleyber's career OPS is .774, 65 points better than his 2024 mark. Around the All-Star break, Gleyber's OPS was at .654, and I already then started talking about buying low on Gleyber's stock. Between the All-Star break and the end of the regular season, Torres put up a perfectly characteristic .780 OPS. In the final few months of the season, Torres established himself as a valuable leadoff hitter. Gleyber Torres isn't a great fielder, but the impact a second baseman makes in the field is far smaller than the impact he makes at the plate. While Gleyber has driven in up to 90 runs in a season, his worst defensive run value in a season as a second baseman per Baseball Savant is a -5. If possible, Gleyber is worth keeping. Moving on to Tommy Kahnle. Tommy Kahnle was a great pitcher in 2024, putting up a 2.11 ERA over 43 innings. Kahnle played a large role in the Yankees' 2024 playoff run, pitching in 9 different games. Kahnle was incredible in the ALDS and the ALCS, not allowing a single run until the Dodgers tagged him for 3 in the World Series. In 2024, Kahnle's changeup was one of the best pitches in the MLB, with opponents hitting .157 against it. Nonetheless, the Yankees have been incredible at producing and fixing up relief pitchers. So if Kahnle's price is too high, letting him walk wouldn't be the end of the world. They can replace him. Now let's move on to Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes was the Yankees' closer for the majority of the 2024 season. After a great start to the season, Holmes fell apart. He was quite terrible in the closer role and blew a league-high 13 saves. After he allowed a walk-off grand slam to Wyatt Langford on September 3rd, he was finally moved out of the closer role. While he is known for blowing saves, he still has great stuff and is a good pitcher when he's not in his own head. Outside of the 9th inning, Holmes was almost unhittable, posting a 2.34 ERA. He played a large part in the Yankees' playoff run, pitching well in a lot of big situations. Holmes allowed 3 runs over 12 innings in the playoffs, an ERA of 2.25. His free agency status is similar to Kahnle's. We'd love to have him back, but the Yankees have been incredible at producing and fixing up relief pitchers, so if his price is too high, letting Holmes walk wouldn't be the end of the world. Now let's go over Jonathan Loaisiga. Over the 2021 and 2022 seasons, Jonathan Loaisiga showed us that he can be an incredibly valuable asset. He can pitch many innings and stay sharp. During those 2 seasons, Loaisiga posted a 2.95 ERA in 119 innings over 107 games. However, ever since, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. In 2023, he pitched only 18 innings before undergoing season-ending surgery on a torn UCL. It was worse in 2024, as he pitched only 4 innings before being diagnosed with a UCL tear and undergoing season-ending internal braced elbow surgery. If he's willing to return on a short and cheap prove-it deal, that would be great. Yet, he's far too injury-prone to be worth investing in, especially when the Yankees need to use as much money as possible on Cole and Soto. Now let's go over Tim Hill. Tim Hill was a classic Matt Blake reliever. Hill was a mediocre reliever throughout his entire career and stuck around because some teams like to have a funky lefty in their arsenal. He reached an all-time low when he was let go of in June by the worst team in baseball, the Chicago White Sox. However, everything changed when he was scooped up by the Yankees. New York's pitching coach Matt Blake is known for making small adjustments that save relievers' careers. That's exactly what happened to Tim Hill. In 44 innings with the Yankees, Hill was unhittable, posting a career-best 2.05 ERA. Nonetheless, funky lefties tend to be inconsistent. I have full faith in Matt Blake's ability to find another or create another Tim Hill pitcher, and the Yankees need to spend their money elsewhere. Now let's go over Aaron Judge's dog. Aaron Judge's dog is a free agent, but making sure he's happy would do more and is more important to the Yankees than re-signing Alex Verdugo. Now let's go over Alex Verdugo. There's no reason to waste a penny on Alex Verdugo. The Yankees already have Judge and Stanton occupying an outfield and the DH spots. Hopefully, Juan Soto will occupy the Yankees' second outfield spot for years to come. In addition, the Yankees' top 2 promising prospects, Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones, are both outfielders. If the Yankees give them consistent playing time, the sky's the limit for both young outfielders. Hence, New York has a bit of an overload in the outfield, and there's no reason to force a sixth guy in there, especially if he can't hit. Verdugo put up a .233 batting average and a .647 OPS in his lone season as a Yankee in 2024. He was practically an automatic out. Nevertheless, as I mentioned regarding Rizzo, the Yankees love to hang on to washed veterans for way longer than they should. While spending a cent on Verdugo would be preposterous, I wouldn't be too surprised if the Yankees do it. If the Yankees successfully bring back Cole, Soto, Glaber, and Weaver, I really like their odds of returning to the Fall Classic in the immediate future. They have a bunch of young guys who will only get better with time. Wells, Volpe, Heel. They have two great young outfield prospects who should add to their already incredible World Series lineup. If the Yankees play their cards right, they could run the AL for the next half decade at least.
Got a steal. Soto, a high fly ball to center. Thomas backing up. Thomas at the track. And one!